Hi, it's Jo from Minerva. Today we're going to do a fabric haul and we're going to look at lots of different fabrics that have really large prints. It's quite tricky to shop for a large print online, and sometimes you might get a large print that you didn't know was going to be that scale. So it's really important to take a look on our website, have a look what other people have made, and that will really help to show you the scale of the fabric that you're looking at. I'm wearing quite a large scale fabric today. This is a Lizano sateen, a lightweight sateen, and this is the Fen Dress by Fancy Tiger Crafts. You need to choose the right pattern for a large print so that you can really show off the print. If you choose something that's got too many pieces, then you will end up cutting into the design and you'll lose it. So today I'm going to show you lots of different fabrics with a large print. I'm going to show you some patterns that are really suitable. I'm stood up today because of course I want to show you the large print and I want you to see the scale of the fabrics. All the products that I've talked about or shown are listed below, so you can go and have a look at the fabrics that I've talked about. Today, rather than showing a pattern and a fabric still, I'm trying to show you some of our Minerva makers wearing large print fabrics so that you can really see the scale and how people have played around and used the prints really creatively. I'm not showing the fabrics in any particular order today. I'm just going to try and give you the best look at the large prints. So the first one that I've chosen is a linen look cotton. So it's got that sort of linen weave finish. It's 58 inches wide, 100% cotton. It's quite crisp. It would make a good shirt dress because even though it's got a large pattern, you can blend each piece of design into the next pattern piece. And the pattern that I've chosen today is the Raglan dress by the Avid Seamstress. It's quite a simple shape, quite an easy fit. This is the design line of it. You could wear it with a belt, you can wear it loose, you can wear it with leggings, you can make it as a top, but it would be lovely in a linen fabric. My next fabric has a real summery spring vibe to it. This is a crepe. This is a crepe by John Caldor. It's 100% polyester and 57 inches wide. This one's called a peach skin crepe, and that is exactly what it is. It feels like a sort of furry peach skin. It's got a really smooth finish. And this is great for making blouses and tops and floaty summer dresses with a sort of kick and flare, like lots and lots of gathering this fabric will take. And the pattern that I've chosen is New Look 6892, because you'll get a nice gather around the neckline here or on a frill on a sleeve, and it's lovely and lightweight. So this is a John Caldor peach skin with sort of large summer print. My next fabric is the same weight as what I'm wearing now. So this is a John Caldor, again, Lizano sateen cotton. It's got a lovely sort of sheen, so you get all the tones of the background colour. Quite a large floral print. But this would make the most beautiful dress. There's a lovely dress from one of our makers, and even though it's a large print, she hasn't worried so much about pattern matching. Sometimes with a pattern you just need a pattern placement rather than a pattern matching. So, you know, if you want to get a piece or a particular part in a particular place, rather than pattern matching, then pattern placement might be your better way forward. It's a light to medium weight cotton, so although it's a sateen finish, it's not a really thick sateen to make trousers out of. It's a really nice light one. And the pattern I've chosen is the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush. Now you can get two looks from this. This person is wearing one with a viscose, so you get a sort of draping shoulder and a really nice ruffle along the front. Or if you really want the statement puff sleeve, then you're going to need a fabric that holds its own, and this would be perfect because you'd get a really nice puff sleeve without too much puff. There'll be plenty of comfort around the arm fitting as well. So that's my pick for Lozano large print. The next two fabrics that I'm going to show you work with the same pattern. So this is Simplicity 1069. It's got wide leg trousers and shorts, but the piece that I'm interested in is this wrap skirt. So it's a full length maxi wrap skirt. It's really easy to make. It's this sort of shape to sew. So a large print is perfect. A border print is perfect because you've got plenty of space to showcase the plain part of the fabric and then the border along the bottom, or you can have a border running down the side. I've got two black fabrics to show you. This one's silky. So this is a digital print, silky satin. It's 100% polyester. It's light. It really does look like a photograph. So let me just show you. That's how real the design is. Be beautiful on the front of one of those swishy skirts. There's not a border print on this one. This one's got an all over pattern look, but there are large areas of black and then large areas of print. So that would be great for that wrap skirt. Also, we've got another crepe. This one's a bit firmer, so this isn't as silky and drapey as the last one, but it's got that sort of synthetic, non-iron ease of wear. There's quite a large border print on that one. That border print is from, it's like from my head to my waist, so it's quite a long, quite a big print, but that would go around the bottom of that wrap skirt as well, or any skirt really. It's just you'll get a good drape from crepe on a wrap. You know, if you were trying to put box pleats in that, you'd lose them, you wouldn't get the crispness. So that's a soft fabric, really vibrant print. Both of these fabrics would work well with Simplicity 1069. This next fabric is a large print, but it's got a sort of confetti effect. So you have large areas of print like here, which is very difficult to see on our stock photo. So it's good to see the fabric moving. Then you've got another large area here, but you've got that space in between. If you take a look at the Make It example, you'll see how they've played around with the effect of the large print on this fabric. This is a crepe. It's a lightweight crepe. Again, this one's by John Caldor. It's 57 inches wide, and it would make good sort of cardigans and throws. And for that reason, I've chosen Simplicity 8924 to make this sort of over cardigan throw. It's like a sort of summer cover up. Really easy to make. On this pattern you get the top and trousers as well, and a tunic, this layered tunic underneath, so you can do a bit of layering with that. But I think that's a really great pattern for a holiday wardrobe, especially in crepe, because you can put those in a suitcase and they don't crease. So that's another example of a large print that's got the print in specific areas. Here's another large print fabric. This has got a bit of stretch in it, so you can see there you're getting some stretch on the width, 10% stretch there on the width. Again, by John Caldor. There's a lot of large floral prints by that designer. This is a stretch woven sateen, but it's not a cotton sateen, so it does have a synthetic finish, a shiny synthetic finish, but that means it doesn't crease. Again, great for holidays, non-iron. This one's 98% polyester, and the stretch comes from 2% spandex, which is there on the width. The pattern that I've chosen is McCall's 6971. I mean, any of those items you could make with this fabric. The trousers, the tunic, the top, the tie, you'll get a nice effect with the tie because you've got that sort of shiny sateen. You'll see all the tones of the fabric there in the tie, and also for this waterfall top. Perfect in a large print. If large floral prints aren't your thing, then you can also go for a larger geometric print. So this is a large spot. It's exactly the same composition as the last fabric, 98% polyester, 2% spandex. There it is, the stretch on the width. And it's really drapey, smooth. And the pattern that I've chosen is the Olive Dress by Megan Nielsen. You'll get the gathers here. It's a little V-neck detail, and it's got enough drape to not square off your shoulders, so that you get like a nice drape over your shoulders. This one I'm getting a little bit of a pointing shoulder because it's cotton. If you use a fabric with viscose in, it will hang down lower, so you'll get a nice drape with this one. So this is a large print, but a large geometric print. More spots. This one comes in a different substrate. So this is a linen look crepe. I don't know if I can quite get to show you the texture of it. So it's really drapey, this one, very fluid. And even though it's white, it's a little bit sheer. But if you choose a pattern that's got a gather in it, then you'll gain your opaqueness for your underwear coverage by having a gather. Gathers beautifully. And this one, there's no sticking out sleeves on this one. This really is for a pattern where you want that flow. And I've chosen the McCall's 7969. That's that sort of balloon sleeve, ruffle sleeve, full length, really floaty. Lots of people have made this, so if you want to see the effects of this pattern, take a look at our Minerva makers. There's so much inspiration from McCall's 7969, and I think it would look fabulous in this large polka dot print. This next fabric is really worth showing you because really, unless you see it, you really wouldn't catch where the pattern was. So the pattern is a very large scale. It's called Orange Blossom, and it's sort of in 4 corners. So can you see I've got one here, I've got that space in the middle, and then I've got 2 more at the bottom. So you've got a lot of areas of background on here, so you can definitely play around with getting different pattern pieces in different places. It's a viscose linen, so you can probably see me through that. It's quite lightweight, it's got a very open weave. It's 57 inches wide, it's by Lady McElroy. It's lovely, it's got a linen look finish, a very natural looking finish. But because it's got 60% viscose in it, you get a drape with that. Now, because it is a little bit transparent, the pattern that I've chosen is the Charlie Caftan by Closet Core Patterns, because you get a lot of gathering when you put the tie on the caftan. So maybe not so much for this version, but for these ones that you make a full square caftan and then you put the tie on, it really does draw in lots of fabric. So you get lots of fabric here, but not the bulk, but you get the coverage. This would make an absolutely beautiful holiday caftan. It's just a little bit different. You can be really creative with your pattern placement. I've seen somebody make an Ogden cami with this, and they have plain straps in the bottle green, and then they have the big print on the front. It looks beautiful. Take a look at what the Minerva makers have been doing. I'm continuing with the Charlie Kaftan pattern, and my second fabric choice is very luxurious. So your sort of yacht holiday wear. This is a silky satin, a John Caldor satin. It's much thicker than the other ones that I showed you. The other ones are sort of quite a fine polyester crepe satin. This is that really real Duchess satin sort of feel. See how much shine there is on there? That's not just a little silky thing. This is real beautiful satin, and the print is very large. Let me see if I can. You've got a white area at the top off the roll, and then you've got this large fern design, and then you've got a gap, and then you'll see the next fern design would come on the next cut. Stunning. And that on the skirt part of the Charlie Kaftan here with the white on the top would look absolutely beautiful. When you could reverse it round, you could have the green on the top and the white on the bottom, or the green on the top going down into white. So there's lots to play with there. Remember, if you do choose this pattern, you might need to buy a little bit more fabric than the fabric requirements on the pattern, because you might need to just make sure that you've got your chunks of colour where you need them. But it's well worth it. That is absolutely beautiful. This would also make a really nice sort of dressing gown, and a sort of slinky satin dressing gown. That would be beautiful with that design running down the back. My next couple of fabrics are sheer. So there's some chiffons with a large print. Sometimes you associate chiffons with that really small sort of ditzy print, but this is a really large print. This is a Lady McElroy one. It comes in 4 colours. It's 100% polyester chiffon. That's really my colour palette. I really like the colours in that. And as with lots of sheer fabrics, I always recommend this Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse. But if you are looking for a similar thing but a slightly more different neckline, then the Wilder gown top will also work in a chiffon. So that's got a large print. You might need to French seam that to just fray a little on the cut edge. The last fabric and the next one I'm going to show you will work for view C and D of New Look 6526. So this has got a sort of chiffon wrap on there. It doesn't have to be chiffon, but if you put the right colour lining underneath, you'll get a really soft shawl finish there. And the pattern I've chosen, the fabric that I've chosen is an ice chiffon. So this has got a very large print on, but you can see that if you had that on top of your lining as the top of an evening dress, it works really nicely, because then you start to gather up, and because it's quite abstract, it doesn't matter if you stack up the fabric, because you're just getting that beautiful colour palette. 100% polyester and 7 inches wide. That one's for view C and D. If you like a bit of fun and colour about this large print of flamingos and tropical flowers, and that's on a silky chamois. So that's that sort of silky finish, shiny fabric. It's got a beautiful drape, 100% polyester. That's 57 inches wide and really, really silky. So you want to choose a pattern that's got lots of drape, nothing with structure. And the pattern that I've chosen is Butterick 6263 because I'm looking for that drape around the hemline. Lightweight and floaty. That pattern comes in different sizes, so make sure you choose the right size bracket, and it would look really fun in this large print. This fabric is the same composition as the last one. That's a silky chamois. So both of the patterns that I show you now for the previous one and this one would interchange and work. This one's got a darker piece running up the middle, and then the print is along the selvage edge, sort of confetti, batik, sort of massive colours, but really subtle with the black background. And that would work for one of these throws that I was talking about earlier. This one's got shorter versions on and different hemlines, or a really, really full length one to use as a beach cover up. So both this fabric and the last one would work for that pattern. And it's really smooth and it's really light and it doesn't need ironing. Would also make like a wilder gown, a long wilder gown that's really floaty. This time I'm going to show you the pattern first, because depending on which fabric you choose, you'll get a sort of slightly different look to your skirt. So this is Simplicity 1369. It's a waistbanded skirt with pockets. So if a gathered skirt gives you too much bulk around the waist, you'll get a slightly smoother hip shape on this one. And you can choose a border print, which would enhance the skirt. Or you could choose a challis and get a very draping skirt, or you could choose a cotton and get more of a sort of vintage summer skirt. So I'm going to show you two fabrics. The first one is a challis. So this has got a lot of drape. This has got a viscose content. This is 100% viscose. It's got that large tropical print, sort of cheese plant, jungle print, and in those sort of army colours. I love that colour palette. It's very harmonious. It is opaque, even though it's very thin, which is good. So if you want that drape and lightness in your fabric, but you don't want your fabric to be transparent, then that's a really good choice. I've also seen people make a dress with it. Somebody's made the Eve dress with it, and that looks good. If you want to see the scale on a person, you can check that out. So that would make one of the skirts from the Simplicity pattern. You can try a lightweight cotton. So this is 100% cotton. It's really lightweight. It's 55 inches. It's got a bird design on. Let's see if I can get that the right way up for you. But the bird design is large. And they move in different directions. So I've seen somebody make a top out of that. Take a look at that fabric on the website and you'll really see how people have worked with it. But it would make a beautiful one of those skirts, because it's got just enough cotton weight to it to hold that sort of circle structure, and it's got a little bit of stretch, only a little bit of give, I should say, not stretch. It's got a little bit of give for around the waistband, for easing in your waistband. So there's two choices for that one, depending on what style skirt you're looking for. That is Simplicity 1369. Easy wear summer skirt. Next fabric is pretty special, the print on it. So this is a huge border print, and it's down one side of the fabric. It's a light cotton sateen, so you've got lots of unprinted fabric to go at as well there. It does have a fine print on it. It's not completely white, which you might think off the website because it shows a close-up of the border. It's got a sort of little mottled peachy colour on it. It's harmonious to the border, so it looks great. And you could use that border in different ways. It's a really large print, look, you can see. It's 55 inches wide, sorry, 57 inches wide, and it's a light sateen, so it's the same weight as the fabric that I'm wearing, so you can see you can get a gather in it. You can make skirts and summer dresses with it. And the dress that I've chosen is the Hollyoak Maxi Dress by Cashmerette. You get different cup size options on this pattern, and it would make a beautiful dress here. You could really play with your border print around the bottom. You could have the border print down one side. You could have the border print down the centre. It's just a little bit more cutting out skill to use that, and to use this fabric in general. You could also use this fabric for a shift dress. So if you made your centre fold on the border like that, and you cut your centre front along there, and then you could cut your centre back on the plain, so you could really play with that. Beautiful design. It would also make a lyra actually if you had all your collar in plain and then you had your pattern around the bottom. Same pattern, different fabric for this next one. So next I'm looking at this long maxi skirt. It's got buttons down the front. So I've gone for a crepe again. It's for a long skirt. You get that sort of drape around the ankle, swish. This would also make the dress in fact as well. Now this is a crepe, but it's not got such a sheeny, shiny finish. It's got a much more natural finish to it. I actually had to sort of look up the composition of it because I thought, well, it feels like crepe, but it doesn't have that sort of synthetic look to it. It's got a beautiful surface finish. You don't often see one that's really matte. This one's 55 inches wide, still 100% polyester. It has got that sort of peach skin feel rather than a sort of shiny, slinky feel. This has got a black background, but I think it might come in navy as well. And I've chosen that for the Cashmerette Hollyoak maxi skirt. And to end something a little bit special occasion, this time I've got one fabric and two patterns, which is the other way around to normal. So this is just stunning. It is a stretch woven sateen. Now this isn't a light sateen like the one I've got on, it's much firmer. And the design on it is absolutely stunning. It's sort of, it looks photographic, but it has got that sort of painted finish. It's really firm. You can hear it. It's much firmer than the other fabrics that I've been showing you today. So this would make a really great shift dress. Something with a structure or a wiggle dress, because you've got so much stretch there. 10% stretch in the width would really give you a nice fit. It's by John Caldor. It's 55 inches wide, and I've got two patterns to show you. It could make New Look 6447, this fitted one here or this fitted one here, I mean, you could make this, you'd get quite a sort of vintage vibe with that as well, and you'd get quite a structured skirt, but really for a fitted dress it's perfect because you've got that element of stretch. Or this is a really simple shift dress. It's in the easy category. This is Vogue 8146. You'll see there, look, it's really simple, just waist darts and bust darts. I think if you could put a red jacket on top, that would be fabulous. If you made the dress in this and you could wear a red jacket, I think that would look absolutely stunning. So that's my final fabric, a John Caldor 100% cotton stretch sateen. I think that's been a really worthwhile video today because it is tricky, we know, to see large prints on a stock photograph, but we always recommend that you go and have a look below the product and see what people have been making. It's great to see the scale of the pattern on a real person, and then you can translate those ideas into your own pattern choices. All the products that I've talked about are listed below, so you can click on any of those and go and have an explore. If there's something that you really like the look of, but it's not on your sewing queue right now, you can click and put it in your favourites. Don't forget you can also join the Minerva Club and receive offers and discounts throughout the year. Come back soon for another trawl through some fabulous fabrics. See you again soon.